For Terry then, we'll record the new equipment value. We'll write off our old equipment. We'll record the cash. And finally, we'll record the loss. So we put the new equipment on our books based on the fair value of what we received. We write off the old value, the 10,000 of accumulated and the equipment value of 28. We credit cash for 3,000 and we record that entire loss of 5,500. Now let's assume that the exchange lacked commercial substance. The two parties were not materially different economically than they were before the transaction. Carlos then had a gain of 6,500. We're going to have to go to 3B, and we need to determine whether or not cash was involved. We know cash was involved. And for Carlos, cash was received. So we're down to B3. Some cash is received, and we need to compute the amount of gain that needs to be recognized. I have that set up down here, and I want to walk you through it. So the gain is determined by first taking the cash received, which is the $3,000, which we call the boot. We divide that by the fair market value of everything that we've received, the cash of $3,000 plus the asset fair value. That ratio then is 19%. We take that and apply that to the entire gain of 6,500, and we determine that the gain to be recognized is 12,058. That's how much we'll recognize, so we'll defer the difference. So what we need to do is take these numbers, put them into an entry, but not recognize the entire 6,500 as we did the first time, but only 1258. So we're going to need to defer the other piece of that gain. And if you look at our choices, we can't change cash or writing off the old equipment. So the gain is going to be deferred within the value of the new equipment. So my new equipment value is going to equal the 12,500 less the deferral of the gain. The gain deferral is the difference between the 6,500 and the 1258. So basically 5242 is going to be deferred. We'll record the rest of our entry by recording the cash received, writing off the accumulated depreciation, writing off the equipment, and we'll record the partial gain. Lastly, we're going to look at Terry. Terry had a loss of 5,500. Again, losses are pretty straightforward. If there's a loss, you always recognize the entire loss. So this entry is going to be the same as it was before, no changes to that entry. So if there's a loss, it either has or lacks commercial substance. We just recognize the entire loss.